I want to give Jesse Naylor credit. Jesse Naylor is upstairs watching this. No, I think he's like taking a shower. He said he was going to watch the show, but he just took a shower. He doesn't even watch. Doesn't care. Doesn't like me. But he's staying here for a week. And we were outside yesterday, and I told him that Lynch was going to talk. And he was like, I got a question for you. Here's what I would ask John Lynch. John, you've praised Trey Lance's character, and work ethic, and professionalism ad nauseum. We've heard that. What about Trey Lance as a football player? How has he improved as a football player this offseason? Don't praise his character. So I thought that was a great question. And if you ask Kyle Shanahan that question, he'd probably find a way to praise Trey Lance's character. But John Lynch, to his credit, gave a real answer. And here's what he said. He said, look, he went right to the Jeff Christensen thing, which Kyle Shanahan minimized. He's like, look, we've all seen it. We're all impressed by it. And what's so important about what he did with Jeff Christensen, he took the initiative. This was his idea. And I thought that was interesting. The fact that the Niners didn't recommend Jeff Christensen, I thought was a negative. Like, you guys should have been in charge of this. But from his perspective, Trey needed to take initiative. He needed to pick a quarterback coach and stick to him. I don't know why. Like, is Trey... It almost makes me feel like he was drafted 3rd overall, all those picks given up to get him, and it feels like Lynch is saying that he had a little bit of or implying that Lance had like an entitlement. Like, hey, it's not my team, but it's going to be my team eventually, inevitably. And there's nothing I really have to do. Like, the 3 draft picks mandate that I'm going to get an opportunity, so it doesn't matter what I do in practice or whatever, or meetings or whatever, outside the building, making it rain, making it flurry, making it thunder, doesn't matter. It's my team eventually. That's sort of what he's implying, right? Like, he took the initiative. Okay, so maybe Trey has finally gotten over that attitude that it's eventually going to be, because it's not anymore, right? Now it's Brock's team. And now he needs to take the bull by the horns and take control of his life. And that's what he did. Now, Lynch said that in the past, Lance was working with multiple throwing coaches, almost like it was Lance's choice. I felt like Lance was working with his own throwing coaches, and then there were coaches that the Niners recommended. So maybe that was the problem. Now, maybe I think what's cool is that maybe Lance said, Niners, John, Kyle, I don't want to work with your throwing coaches anymore. I don't trust them. I'm getting my own guy. That's maturity. That's something Brock Purdy would do. Remember, Brock Purdy got the second opinion. I think he took the initiative to get the second opinion. So Trey took the initiative to get his own throwing coach that was not recommended by the 49ers. And then Lynch went on to say, like, you know, he's not getting as many opportunities, but he has to make the most of them. Purdy did last year. And if he makes the most of his opportunities, he'll get more. That's what Lynch said. And what's interesting is Lance went out today and went 9 of 10 on the practice field. So, okay, you said if he plays well, he'll get more opportunities, because that's what happened to Brandon Allen, right? Brandon Allen wasn't supposed to get reps, but he apparently played well in OTAs, and now he's getting as many reps he's getting a ton of reps. So maybe now that Lance is improving, he'll take some of those reps from Brandon Allen. I think that's fair is fair. So I think that was a very thoughtful answer from John Lynch. He's taking the initiative. Here's one example. Makes you wonder what Lynch thought of him the last 2 years. Like, is this guy entitled? You want a player with a chip on his shoulder, right? Frank Gore had a chip on his shoulder. No one believes in me. Well, that wasn't Trey, right? When you trade up to number 3, you spend 3 years worth of first-round picks, and it's like everyone believes it. It's the opposite. Everyone believes in me. I have to prove them right. Not like no one believes in me. I got to prove them wrong. So now that's where Trey Lance is. He's in the no one believes in me phase. I got to prove him wrong. And he's picking his own quarterback coach, and he went 9 of 10 in practice today. I empathize with the situation Trey Lance is in, because he didn't choose to be on this team, and he's gotten some really mixed messages from an organization that recruited him. But that still doesn't excuse his tone and attitude at his previous press conference. It wasn't hostile. It was just not the best version of him. And he always has to put the best version of him out there no matter what. I don't care that you're 23. I don't care that they're giving you mixed messages. You got to hold yourself to the same standard that Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and all these young quarterbacks do, because that's who you're getting compared to. In the last couple of days, he has. He's been great. He's been everything you'd want him to be. So I think that's huge for Trey Lance, and I think it's really cool that John Lynch gave him that praise, because the way I look at it is, I don't think John Lynch has ever particularly liked Trey Lance. I mean, maybe likes him as a guy, but I don't think he's ever really wanted him on the team. He was a big Jimmy Garoppolo guy. He's big into Brock Purdy. So this felt genuine. Felt like a guy who was like, I worked really hard. I never felt like anything was handed to me. Maybe it's our fault that we handed something to Trey, but we're not handing anything to him anymore. We're not even giving him second team reps. Like he has to compete and earn everything now. And to his credit, he is. So I'd like to see the Niners give him some positive reinforcement in the sense like, you've taken him down 8 pegs. You've really humbled him. He's responding. He's not hanging his head. He went 9 for 10 today. Give him some positive reinforcement, man. Don't write him off. Because it's not like Brock Purdy's that freaking great. No offense. It's not like Brock Purdy's super proven. You still don't know who the best quarterback on the roster is, or who's going to be, which quarterback on your roster is going to have the best career. You don't know that. Just because Brock Purdy had a good 8 games last year doesn't mean he's going to have a better career than Trey. Stay open-minded.